on that. And you're right, and because one of the big appeals of Let's Play is also that notion of I can do this too. And
yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like cut you off or anything, but like it's this notion now that happens with day one LPs and people getting review copies of, it's sort of like barriers to entry where the market is pretty flooded with good and bad stuff, but now people are using connections and things like that, and it kind of makes Let's Play from sort of a community kind of, hey, we're all playing and showing each other video games and doing funny things, and it's like going to your friend's house and watching it on the couch type of deal, to something else.
Yeah, and one of my fears, and one of the fears I've had for a long time, is that it turns the YouTube environment more and more into the old games media environment, which is where I came from. And I don't want to go back there. Please don't send me back there. That's not to cast aspersions on any of the people who work in old games media still. You know, I still have a great deal of respect for a lot of people who still work at established publications.
Right.
But that environment of haves and have-nots, exclusives, like one of the things that gets under my skin the most is the world exclusive review. Now, IGN's done this before, Games Radar's done this before. I've had it offered to me before. I actually had it offered to me for Enslaved Odyssey to the West, that Namco Bandai game. And we turned it down at Destructoid because I'm like, I hate those things. I hate world exclusive reviews because even if they're not dodgy, even if you've not agreed to something, it still has that appearance of you having agreed to something. It has that appearance of impropriety.
Yeah, because
and I don't want that.
Everybody knows that some sort of deal has gone down, even if no money has changed hands.
You had to agree to something.
You're still being given value. You're being given a consideration that has some value, and that value comes in traffic. That value comes in coming first, and we've seen so many examples of dodgy ones. I remember very keenly the world exclusive review of Hellgate London from PC Gamer that gave it a stonking, like, high 80s review, and then out comes every other review that said this game is just hot garbage, it's awful, what are you doing, this is a terrible disappointment. And we've seen it time and again. IGN is a great example because they still run IGN first, which is, we get world exclusive on this and this and this and this and this, and they run huge amounts of coverage in exchange for what? I don't know. It's most likely just in exchange for, we'll give you audience in return for you giving us essentially the keys to the throne at that point.
9 times out of 10, there's nothing shady going on.
Yeah, there's no brown envelopes.
Yeah, but you still look at it and you're just like, why would you make yourself look shady? Well, I guess if it's worth it for the traffic trade-off, maybe. But we've seen this, like, when you talked about the famous ones, I always think about CVG, back when they were a magazine, way back when.
Yeah.
And they had the first review up of Rise of the Robots, where they said it was this fantastic game. They bigged it up so much. And you have to wonder, even if they weren't deliberately trying to mislead people, there's got to be some subconscious pressure there of, we've got the world exclusive review. We like having a world exclusive review.
We'd like another one, please.
Yeah, we'd like another one, please. And that's always an issue for me. And this is something I worry about in YouTube, in the YouTube world. My first experience with that was when I was working on covering Among the Sleep by Krillbite. It was that first-person horror game in which you are